Hello and welcome back to MGTCG and episode 2 of Locals. We're back with another episode. This week it's going to be myself using Alolan Vulpix VStar and my friend Peter with Gardevoir EX. So I won the dice roll and I chose to go first. So my opening hand wasn't the best. I thankfully had at least the VStar and the double turbo and water, so I was able to get the first attachment, but apart from that I had no supporter cards or ball search or any Pokemon. So Peter also didn't have a great start. He had no Pokemon or ball search. He just had to research away the entire hand. He got rid of a boss and a rare candy, but he was able to draw into 2 VIP pass, so the research helped him there, even though he had to discard some useful cards. So he gets 3 routes out, and I believe the proxy there is reading Greninja. We've got all the routes out, all 4 on board, and then he starts to get those psychic energies into the discard, which is obviously the main kind of way the Gardevoir deck builds up its board, getting those energies on board with the Psychic Embrace. And then he gets the attachment on the routes and pass. So I had the V-Star in hand, I had the water, and I don't think I had anything else really, so I just went for the Snow Mirage, which hits for 160, and my V-Star can't be hit by Pokemon with an ability next turn. I think my prize card from memory was maybe a Spinarak. I have a 1-1 Spinarak and Ariados line. The Ariados ability means that the opponent's V-Star attacks cost one additional energy. But in Gardevoir there is no V-Star, so it's not really relevant here. Peter plays the Ultra Ball, gets another energy in the bin, and gets rid of a Jelly. And gets out the Refinement Kirlia, kind of the main draw engine of the deck, allowing you to discard a card from your hand and draw 2. So with 4 routes you could theoretically evolve into 4 Kirlia and discard, well, you could draw 8 cards with the ability. So seems Peter just discarded and drew and pass. I benched the Spinarak just to have something on the bench. I grabbed another water. Really I'm just kind of trying to get a Bidoof out or a Greninja, just to have something else useful on the board, or even just another Vulpix. So I retreated and then switched just to get the water into the bin so that I could set up a Melanie for a future turn, and then I just could Snow Mirage again. Now with the Gardevoir deck, basically every attacker in the deck bar their Cresselia has an ability, so it just makes life so much more awkward for Peter when that's basically only one attacker is kind of viable. So he gets the Shining Arcana Gardevoir evolved into play. Shining Arcana lets you look at the top 2 cards of your deck and attach any energy cards you find there. Peter bosses up my Spinarak just to get a KO, or maybe just a stall, I can't remember, we'll see in a minute. And he continues to draw some cards, and he just finishes his turn with the Roar of the Sword. So I get my Bidoof, I bench it straight away. I get the Ice Cube. The Ice Cube isn't overly relevant in this matchup, but I just wanted to bench it. So I got the double turbo for the retreat, back into the Vulpix, and I just Snow Miraged again. I don't think I drew any cards there really, but it was nice to get the Bidoof down at least, so I can get up a barrel hopefully next turn. So at this stage I think I'm down. I've got 3 prizes taken. Peter is still at 6, so I'm in a pretty good position. This matchup just probably isn't very good for Gardevoir at all when all your attackers in the deck have abilities. So, and we see the Gardevoir EX come out into play. I think Peter's just contemplating what to do, and I think he just scoops. Yeah, so I won game 1, but yeah, this is a pretty bad matchup for Gardevoir. So on to game 2, I believe that's, what is that? Oh, that's my reading Greninja proxy. I only have 2 Radiant Greninjas and I have 3 decks built at the minute, so I'm having to proxy a few cards for some decks. So Peter starts with the Ralts in the active and gets the level ball off, getting that Klefki down. I believe he goes into it here, and basically, yeah, the Klefki's good in this scenario for stopping my Greninja, letting me draw any cards. From memory, I don't think this game went very well for me at all. Obviously, going second isn't ideal. I just attached the choice belt to get out of my hand, and I had nothing else going, so I just played the judge. And I think I don't really bench anything for a turn or two. I just attach to the Greninja because I don't really get anything else going. On Peter's turn, he gets the rare candy into the Shining Arcana Gardevoir, which will let him draw a few more cards. He attaches on to the Klefki and another level ball, probably get another Ralts. And I think he uses Joust here and then gets rid of my choice belt with the effect. So yeah, back to my turn. I really didn't have anything going. I just attached again in the hope that maybe I could use Moonlight Shuriken, but Peter eventually gets the Manaphy down. So we're back to Peter's turn. He Ultra Balls away possibly a VP pass, I can't see it completely, and a Jelly. And he gets the Manaphy out. So my Greninja is pretty useless at this stage. It can't use its ability and it can't attack. Well, it can attack, but it'll only be doing damage to the active, as opposed to a bench Pokemon as well. And there we see the Ariados. In this matchup though, it has no use. Peter has no VStar, so its ability just isn't relevant at all. I finally get a Vulpix down, but yeah, I'm too far behind at this stage, and I think I just skip eventually, but we'll see how it goes here. And then I retreat just to get a energy in the bin for Melanie. Draw 3. And then I think I just use the first attack for 10 damage, which does an extra 50 if you're attacking into a V. Peter with the Ultra Ball, 2 energies into the discard pile, which is great for him. And the Gardevoir EX comes out. Retreat. There's another energy in the bin. So I think both the Shining Arcana Gardevoir and the Zacian V, their attack ramps up based on the amount of energy attached onto them. So for Peter, getting energy into the discard is very useful, and obviously with the Gardevoir he can just accelerate as much as possible, but there also is the downside of the having to place the damage counters on. But yeah, I think Peter probably knocks me out here. Yeah, and at this stage it's pretty much game over, I would say. We get a Bidoof down, we get energy retrieval just to use concealed cards. Off the judge, I believe I didn't get any outs to another Vulpix, so yeah, I just scoop here. There's really no point continue at this stage, and just so far behind. And even if I get a Vulpix out, Peter likely can just boss's orders it up. So we go into game 2. I obviously chose to go first, and we'll see how this one plays out. So game 3, pretty good start. We get the Greninja down and the Vulpix. Peter with the Ralts and the Zacian, so I get the energy out here. Probably gonna conceal cards it away, I assume, as long as I have an energy as well in hand, because you really want to get that turn 1 attachment. So I Ultra Ball away. Let's see, the water and the choice belt, and then that's just the energy search I used as well. So we get a Bidoof down. We get the double turbo. So next turn we're set. We just need a V-Star and an attachment, whether that's from hand or with Melanie. So we're in a pretty good position. And Peter, I think, did Peter pass? I think he forgot to use Roar the Sword. Oh no, it's still his turn. Yeah. He attaches energy. I think that's Radiant Greninja. Gets down, plays the heavy ball. Gets another Ralts out. Plays a Fog Crystal, gets another Ralts. That's 3 on the board now. Passes over to me again. I think Peter just roared the sword, so I got the barrel. I have the energy, so the Vulpix is ready to go, just as long as I get the VStar. So we get the water onto the V, and we incisors for 2. We get the VStar, and we also got a nest ball to get another Vulpix into play. So our board is pretty well set up. We have the VStar ready to go in the active. We have another V ready to go on the bench, and we have a lot of draw with the Greninja and the barrel. And then I just judge. Judge is good in this matchup because the Gardevoir deck can end up with a really big hand sizes with all the refinements and shining arcanas they can use. So Judge, yeah, you really wanted to help your opponent get rid of their useful cards and kind of disrupt their setup. I play another nest ball, maybe to get another Bidoof. I'm not sure. We might have prized. I get another Vulpix out, just in case I might need a third one. But yeah, I just Snow Mirage, and yeah, I've got the lock on with the not being able to hit by Pokemon with abilities. So yeah, I'm really Peter's only hope is the Cresselia, which I can't remember if he had in the list last night or not. I think he had the Drifloon, which could be useful as it doesn't have an ability, but I think Peter just skips here in a wee second, benches the Klefki, and let's see. Yeah, Peter just skips. So I won that round with that game. But yeah, no, the Vulpix worked really well. I'm looking forward to tweaking it, so it can be a bit more useful in the other matchups. So hope you enjoyed this episode. There's going to be another episode very soon with Miraidon EX up against Gardevoir, and stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.